So this is a very special video for me as a collector and as a fan of The Amazing Spider-Man. It is a special video because it is the final haul video featuring Amazing Spider-Man that I will ever do. And you might be asking why? Well, why is that the case? Because off to my right is essentially every comic that I need to finish off my run. With a little bit of an exception, there are 3 that are still en route to me. They are a little delayed. I'm actually going to add those 3 books to the very end of this video. So when you see the video, you will see all the books. But then outside of those, there is 1 book left that I need to finish my run. And as soon as I get that book, I will make one final video. That technically won't be a haul video because it'll be a single book. So this is the last haul of Amazing Spider-Man that I will ever do. If you want to see the books that are sitting off to my right, stay tuned for the video. Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my videos. As you heard in the intro, this is a special video. There are 4 boxes that are sitting off to my right that essentially represent the remaining books that I need for my run. As you heard in the intro, there are 3 books that I still need that are en route that you will see at the end of this video. Rest assured that I will wait to upload this video for those 3 books. And then we'll do this one more time. We'll do it one more time featuring the very last book that is needed. So I'm going to unbox some books here. I'll show you guys these books, and where there is a little story to be told about these books, I will endeavor to entertain you. A couple of these boxes actually came from my comic shop. You guys know I dig my comic shop as a resource for comics, and so when I can go to them, I will go to them, and a lot of people know that I will sometimes bounce between their website and their eBay listings because depending upon what you're buying, one of those could be less expensive than the other. And so in this case, I actually went directly to their store to buy these books directly. And part of what motivated me to do that was, the Ebates program wasn't offering any kind of incentive on these books, and I had already used my Ebates for the quarter, and so it was less expensive to go directly from their website. So this book right here is one that I was really upset about. And I was upset about it because I actually owned this book, and somehow or another, I think I actually gave it away. I literally think that I gave the comic away. And if I didn't give it away, then I now have 2 copies of it because I can't find my copies. So this is Amazing Spider-Man number 126. I think this is the first appearance of the kangaroo. I think so. Not really important at all, except when I was going through, the 100s to 200s, I got to, 125, and there was no 126, and once upon a time, there indeed was. So I basically had to buy a backup copy of this one. It's probably just as nice as my copy, and maybe my copy will turn up. I don't know. Maybe one of you actually has my copy. I don't know. Amazing Spider-Man 126. So there you go. It's actually, what grade did they give this one? They gave it a 6.5. I'll take it out of the plastic at some point and kind of check it out. But I actually saw at least a couple of pressable defects on the front cover up near the top staple, where that book can definitely be improved. But a 6.5 for that book isn't bad at all, especially considering how much I paid for it. So. Oh, my comic shop. The dreaded peanut. Not a fan. So, in this one is basically a couple of raw books and 1 slab. And basically what happened is, as I was going through, all of my bins individually, the bins that contain my Amazing Spider-Man books, I was identifying those remaining books that I was actually missing, and I was keeping a list of them, and then I was bouncing online trying to find, you know, copies of those books that I was missing. And so I ended up placing in the first order, which is this order, realizing that I was missing 126 and had to place a follow-up order. So in this case, with some of these books, and I'll explain in a second. Let me just wait. So this book is one that I was missing from the run. It is Amazing Spider-Man 691. Super creepy lizard eye right there. This is a book that I was just missing it from the run. So this is part of the second series. Amazing Spider-Man 691. This one right here is a really, really special book. I actually have this book in the collection already. It is a low grade that is pretty beat up. I think I picked that book up, that copy, as part of a large lot purchase, and it was the worst copy. And I think this is the book that has the World Trade Center in it, if memory serves. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 36, all black cover right there. There is a reading. I've never seen this before. Wow. There's a note here that this book has been checked for completeness. I've never seen that kind of note before in here. But it says that it is complete, which is what I bought, so very good. This one is Amazing Spider-Man number 698, and I actually have a copy of this in the collection already. I want to say I have 2 or 3 copies of it, but those are like 4th and 5th print. And again, when you purchase large lots, you get what you get. And I believe that I purchased those copies or obtained those copies through purchases of large lots. And so this is actually the first print of Amazing Spider-Man 698. And again, you know, my goal is to get like the cover A's and not necessarily the variant covers or the subsequent prints. So that's why I picked that one up, to make sure that I had cover A. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 572. And again, just a random book that was missing from the run as I was going through my bins, identifying books that were missing. Here's another. This is Amazing Spider-Man 677. And this is a really nice Spider-Man on the cover with some Daredevil and Black Cat. Really, really cool cover. I definitely dig this one. But again, just a book that was missing from the run. And let's see what this one is. This one is a slab. This is Amazing Spider-Man. Take it out of the plastic here. Number 654. This is the death of Marla Jameson. Flash Thompson in this issue also becomes Venom. But just a really, really cool book. Came back again. This one is a 9/8. Really cool. There's a couple of variant covers of this one that I would not mind picking up at some point down the road. But again, the goal was to get the A covers. And so that's now what we have right there. So book was a little bit more expensive than what I wanted to pay, to be honest with you. But, you know, when you need a book to finish your run, you do what you have to do, right? Sometimes you pay more than you want, not overpay, but you pay more than what you want. But because the book has some value beyond just the issue itself. So this is a big bundle of books. I have 2 large bundles that I picked up. And one of the things that makes collecting and completing the run of Amazing Spider-Man a little tricky is that there are several like starts, stops, reboots, and things like that with the title. The title actually changes names at a couple of different points as well. And it makes for a very confusing situation when you're trying to complete a run. And I think I've kind of navigated through those waters of trying to identify what's what. Oh, I think they threw in a couple of extra books too. So I think, is this the one? This is a one. This was an interesting transaction. This was an interesting thing. This one, I actually found this lot of books on eBay. And I sent the seller a message, and I think my message was something along the lines of, hey, I need these books to be able to complete my run of Amazing Spider-Man, and I basically made an offer for them. And the guy actually reached out to me, not via eBay, but via my Instagram, because I tend to sign my messages to tell people who I am. And yeah, I think I signed it Regie Collects, and he found me on Instagram, and we had a very brief conversation on Instagram. We ended up making a deal in Instagram, and I ended up paying him via PayPal, and the books ended up showing up. I mean, it was a reputable seller, all that kind of stuff. And so his note to me was, glad I could help you out on your collecting journey. You have a great channel. Happy New Year. So there you go. Pretty cool. So, and I think he also threw in a couple of books that I did not pay for, which is also really cool. So let's see if I can get these books in order. And because they are not quite in order, we may have to do these a little bit on the fly. Let me move a couple of things around because they are not quite in order. But that is okay. We will make magic happen, nevertheless, right? All right. So there's a couple of cool things he threw in there. At least two cool things that I see. Try to get myself organized here. We're probably not going to be able to. Oh, wait a minute. We might be able to do it. We might be able to do it. No, we're not going to be able to do it. This is all out of order, so you guys are going to have to bear with me. But what this is at one point, the Amazing Spider-Man title, as you go from, basically 1 all the way up to 801, like I said, changes hands and restarts and reboots and has some title changes as well. And one of those titles was the Superior Spider-Man. And this is actually a fantastic run, in my opinion, by Dan Slott, whereby Doc Ock basically takes over the body of Peter Parker. And Doc Ock basically becomes a better version of Peter Parker and a better version of Spider-Man than Peter Parker or Spider-Man could have ever been. He becomes a superior Spider-Man, and then he learns some incredibly valuable lessons about life and about what it means to be a good person and what it means to be a good hero. If you haven't read this story arc, read it. Read it and you will not regret it. It is so well written and just it's incredible. And so this is basically the complete run of Superior Spider-Man, because Superior Spider-Man, I think it's like 1 through 32, basically gets dropped into the middle of this run between Amazing Spider-Man 1 all the way up to 801. Don't ask where, because I can't remember off the top of my head. But here is Superior Spider-Man #1 from Dan Slott. Really, really cool. I have a couple of these already. Here's issue #2. But it was super easy for me just to buy the entire lot and be done. Here is issue #3. They are also, I think, in solid shape. Here is issue #4. And it was just, again, it was easier just to do it as one fell swoop versus trying to pick and find individual books. Here is issue #5 right there. Really cool stuff. Here is issue #6, and I'm laughing because I can literally remember the individual aspects of the story. Here's issue #8, featuring our man Cardiac from back in the day, from the 90s. Here's issue #7, and Humberto Ramos actually did a lot of the artwork on these, and I enjoy some Humberto. Here is issue #14. So definitely shout out to Jimmy. Jimmy, if you are watching this, brother, thank you very much. Here is issue #13. Thank you for hooking me up with this massive stack of books. Here is issue #12. And again, we are slightly out of order, so you have my apologies. Here's issue #11. I actually have this one in the run already. Here is issue #10. We're all out of order. We're just making this stuff up. Here's issue #9. And I have that one already as well, but I have a feeling that these are probably in better shape than mine. Here is issue #16, and I will put these in order to make sure that they're all here. Number 15, but I have a feeling that they are. So here is 31. Series finale. We just skip right to the end. Here is 30 right there. And I'll have to seal these up because they're kind of sliding out of the bags here. Here is number 29 with Spider-Man 2099 right there on the cover. Here is issue number 28. Here is 27. Here is 26 right there. Here's 25. Here comes a super creepy cover. 24 right there. Here is 23. I actually love this cover. I actually have a copy of this in the run already. Have this one as well. Here is 22. Here is 21. This is a cool cover featuring Black Cat, issue number 20. Again, fantastic, fantastic story by Dan Slott. Here is 19. Here is 18. And then the very last one is issue number 17 right there. And then he also sent me a couple of extra books, which is really cool. Here is Amazing Spider-Man Skating on Thin Ice. And what's funny is that someone, Todd McFarlane cover, someone just brought this book up to me yesterday. And they were like, do you have a copy of that? And I was like, yeah, I have like 5 of them. Now I have 6. And I guess this, this book was like a nod to where this person actually lives. And I want to say it was in Canada, but I can't quite remember where. I know I had the conversation, but I can't remember all the details, so my apologies there. But Amazing Spider-Man Skating on Thin Ice, number 1. Now I have 6 copies of it. But again, some Spider-Man books you can never have too many of. And then the very last book that he sent over to me was this one right here. It's Spider-Man Life Story number 6. It's the Tins. And I have not seen this one, nor do I have it. So this is really cool. I've read a couple of issues of this life story, and I honestly enjoyed it. It was one of those ones that I, however, kept forgetting to pick up whenever I went to the comic shop. So find my trusty box cutter here. And this last box that I'm going to open up now, and again, I'm still missing a couple of books, so you'll see those in just a couple of moments. But this last box that I'm opening up right now actually came from a local comic shop. I saw that they actually had, and this is actually a diamond box, I saw that they had these books for sale on eBay. I actually was going to go to their shop and actually buy the books in person, but couldn't find the time to get there, so I ended up just buying the books from them and asking them to mail them to me. So they were very courteous, took care of me, bundled it up very, very carefully, and sent it over to me. And what I've done in this one as well is, as I mentioned, as you go through 1 through 801 of Amazing Spider-Man, there's a couple of different volumes or series. There's a couple of different title changes, but there's also some reboots. And one of those reboots is this in the wrong? It's in reverse order. This one is in reverse order. But there was, I think it was 1 through 32 with one annual. And it was basically a reboot that was done. And a lot of the covers, if not all of the covers, were actually done by Alex Ross. And so instead of, again, trying to find these books individually, I basically found the entire lot and bought it. Because it was much, much simpler, much, much faster to do it that way. So we're going to do this thing in reverse order, starting with the annual. So this is Amazing Spider-Man annual number 1 from whatever volume this happens to be. Maybe 5. I honestly cannot remember. Here is issue number 32. Creepy Green Goblin cover right there. Here is issue 31. And you guys know that I've been talking about Alex Ross a lot as of late. And so these are some really cool Alex Ross covers. This is issue number 30 right there. Here is 29. This reminds me to some degree or another of Amazing Spider-Man 600, the red cover with Doc Ock. This is very reminiscent of that cover, in my opinion. Here is issue number 28. I think they said No Holds Barred. It's a cool cover. Here is issue number 27 right there. And I'm going to spend some time staring at these books very, very soon. This is a cool cover featuring Silver Sable. This one's cool. This is issue number 26. That's a cool cover right there. Here is issue, a very thick issue, number 25 right there. It's a lot of pages on that one. Here is issue 24 right there. I love this cover. I love this cover. Here's issue 23. Really cool cover right there. That's awesome. Here is issue 22. Another cool one. Here is 21. And this is the Clone Conspiracy tie-in. 20, featuring Doc Ock. One of my favorite rogues gallery for Spider-Man. Here is issue number 19 right there. Here is issue number 17. The Robot. Here is issue number 18 right there. That takes me back to some early volume 1, series 1 of Spider-Man. Here is a really powerful cover. Amazing Spider-Man number 16 right there. That's cool. It's a cool cover. I have a copy of this already. Amazing Spider-Man 15. Love that Mary Jane cover right there. That's a cool one. That's a really cool cover. Here's issue number 14. I'm actually glad that he did it in reverse order, so that's kind of cool. Here's issue number 13. Here is, what is this, 12. I don't know that I've ever really paid attention to this one. Huh, that's cool. Here is issue 11. Home stretch here. Here is 10. I've never really stared at many of these. This one I know. This one, what is that character? It's a cartoon or like a live action thing from back when I was a kid. I can't. You guys will probably remember it and probably put it in the comment section for me, but I cannot remember what that character was. Here is issue number 8 right there. Here is 7. Dan Slott Magic. Here is 6. We are definitely in the home stretch. There's 4 right there. Here's 3, 2, some green. I don't know what that is. Green goo. I don't know what. Wait a minute. Oh, that's completely out of order. Here's 5. Completely out of order. We were on a roll there for a minute, weren't we? Here is 2 right here. And then the very last one, this oversized and action-packed issue of Amazing Spider-Man number 1. There you go, right there. So, as I mentioned, this is going to basically be the last haul that I'm going to do of Amazing Spider-Man. And I want to give a moment to say thank you. I want to take a moment to say thank you to all of those individuals out there that have helped me along this journey. There were a lot of people that traded me books, that gave me books, that sold me books for really, really fair prices, that are all out there watching this video right now. All across the comic book community, many people have contributed to me being able to wrap this run up. And so I want to take this moment to say thank you to each and every one of those individuals for helping me out, for helping me to reach this point where I can close out this. And I talked to my wife about it, and I told her that I was basically done with Amazing Spider-Man. And she kind of looked at me and she said, "What are you going to do now?" And I said, "Well, now I get to upgrade some books." So it never ends, right? Because there are some books that I still want to upgrade in the collection. But I am going to take a moment to enjoy this. And it's not quite done, but it is close enough. So as I said, there are 3 more books that are en route to me right now. And let's assume that those books are here right now. So here you go. So my books finally arrived. It's been a couple of days, but they finally arrived in a really large box for 3 comics. But whatever. We're going to cut this thing open and get a look at the last 3 books that I needed to complete this video. And as you probably already remember from part 1, there is one book that is still outstanding after I show you guys this is what the person chose to pack with comics. Plastic bags in this very large box. No bubble wrap. Just 3 comics. Okay. I mean, it's a way to do it. That is a way to ship comics. Yeah. So thankfully they are okay. So let me show you these Schnucks. They're from Schnucks. My in-laws actually shop at a Schnucks in Missouri. So shout out to Schnucks. Let me show you the 3 books that just arrived. It is Amazing Spider-Man number 789. So definitely a nice book to have because again, it's finishing off some things that I've started. Here is 790 right there. And there is a extra hair that is also attached and included for the low price. And then the last one here in the story arc of the fall of Peter Parker is Amazing Spider-Man 791. So there you go. That is essentially the haul. It was 789, 790, and 791. So probably the next time I'll be talking about Amazing Spider-Man will be when I show the very last book. When will that be? Stay tuned for the video.